Experimental soul is how Tebogo J Mosane describes the musical journey he's on.
There's a little thing that I say, especially to my band before we go live. It's a prayer, if you may, like, oh wow, I get to be on that stage and do this. For me, it's magic, the fact that, okay, I created this piece of music, and then we both come from our little houses, and the moment we both enjoy it together, for me, that is magic.
He explores it under the moniker, Amongst the People I Know. I know, right? It's a mouthful, but it's also an accurate representation of his communal approach to music. He'll sooner shine a light on those he truly believes in before he hogs the spotlight. So today we flip the tables on him and give him the space to be the star. Today is a really, really special episode of a Helen Herimbi-Moremi podcast. I'm Helen Herimbi-Moremi, and this podcast is really about sitting down with people who intrigue me, people who interest me, people who make me go, And this person right here, we go super way back. So we're going to talk about all things amongst the people I know. Welcome.
You have no idea how happy I am to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. How are you?
I'm well, and I'm saying I'm well, like in the realest form of being well.
Like your heart, your mind.
Yeah, I haven't been well in a long time, so I am.
Aww.
Like, this is part of life's little joys that make us well. Like, small wins.
But it's also, I think, maybe, you tell me if I'm wrong, because like you've been pursuing music on your own terms for so long that I can imagine that there are days when you're like, let me just be corporate, because otherwise,
No, absolutely. Like, there's days where you feel like, man, is this even worth it? And I think also the minute you try to do it as your solo thing, because being in a group setting, which is what I've predominantly been in, throughout my career in bands, that like you can hide behind another person and let other person lead and all these things. But when you do it alone, all the invoices coming to you,
everything is on you,
and you are like, maybe not.
So what do you do on those days then? Like on the days when you feel like, hey, I wonder if this is even worth it, and you feel unwell. So,
like, have you've been on a couple of stages where you are hosting or you are on panels and stuff.
Yeah.
That feeling, Helen, of seeing people happy because of the music that you made in your little room at home. I don't know, it's you can't explain it, but there's some form of fulfillment for both the audience and me personally that happens, and I love, like, it's a drug of its own.
That's so cool.
So, I like that.
I think I seldom feel like that. Like,
really?
And maybe I just have a big ego, but I really feel like all the creative things are for me first. Yeah. Like, I'm happy with it. I'm so grateful I got to do it. So that makes me happy. And if I'm able to share it with people and they have like something tangible to say, that makes me feel good. But I don't do it. So like
I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't feel like, oh, that person liked it. And,
also for me, it's not even a validation from them. It's exactly what you're saying. Like, there's a little thing that I say, especially to my band before we go live, and to myself, like I'm so happy that I get to do this.
Yes.
Like, it's like it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Like, the people that I started with mostly are not doing this anymore. Yeah. So there's a little, it's a prayer, if you may, like, where I say, oh wow, I get to be on that stage and do this, and I get to share this moment with you guys, and then you guys get to share this thing as well, reciprocity. And for me, it's magic, the fact that, okay, I created this piece of music in my house, released it, they listened to it in their little houses,
like real human beings.
And then we both come from our little houses, and the moment we both enjoy it together, for me, that is magic. Like, what do you mean? Like, that whole thing, that transaction happened full cycle. You know?
Yeah. I think there's also something to be said about, in today's culture, right? Everybody wants 100,000 streams. Everybody wants 1 million followers or whatever. But for me, it feels so good for even like 2 people to be like leaving a comment on something, because that means like you really watched the thing that like I got to do. Like, I love that. So 2,000 likes, it's nice, but 2 comments, it's like, I like it. But you know, before I even get there, because the show is about like interest and intrigue and piquing your interest, what has interested you in the last couple of days? Something that made you go,
In the last couple of days, I attend a lot of live music shows.
I know.
And as a practitioner as well, besides being a performer, is especially on our level, the thing that made me say, is the fact that artists on our level are not...
What does it mean to be on your level before you...
What does it mean?
Yes.
People are going to kill me for this.
Like a high caliber.
Yeah, like there's the A-listers, and there's also the B-listers, and then there's like C, D, we are there, Tina, like where...
You're in the C and D's.
D's, yeah, where...
Okay.
I don't want to say I'm in a, I'm saying that because there's a person in Kuruman who doesn't know that I exist.
Okay, I got you.
So, and then the A's and the B's are like household names, if more people know them. In any case, I realized that because I speak to a lot of promoters as well, I get to curate every now and then, and I get stressed when I'm like at a show and with a great act and they have no fans in the audience, and I'm like, and then I question myself. That for me, it's like, how do we solve for this? Like, because if this kid who is associated with my community fails, we're all failing. Like the Untils, the Mama Kashakas, all the promoters, when they're looking at this, they're looking at us as like a cohort, and they're gonna think, maybe not, and like so. Yeah, that's the thing that's been on my mind a lot this week, to say that how do we really work on our fan retention? So I have my own plan, for fan acquisition, but how do we really solve for it, and especially for people who are, it's so weird, like the more talented someone is, the less they care about the other business of this thing, and then the other people who are good at the business are not so really. So it's as if you can't have both, but there's some, people who have both, So
I think people, I'm going to butcher the saying, but it's about like how hard work beats talent, right?
Yes.
Like you could be the most talented. And I think in rare instances, there are people who are just going to make it no matter what.
Absolutely.
And everyone just accommodates them, and we all just go, it's fine, because we get to have that talent.
Because also they do have some form of they have something, even if it's not the greatest of talents. They do
I mean those guys, the greatest talents. There are some of them that you'll go, okay, this guy doesn't know how to do this, or he is annoying about this, but he's so talented. And I think so much of the music industry is based on that. But then there are other people, like you say, who are just like, I recently spoke to someone who gave me such a perspective-shifting piece of advice. You know Nomdeni?
No.
So she runs Agenda Women.
Yes, I know Nomdeni. I've actually
worked with her.
No, not even. She attended. I think you came to one of these things. They served dinners. You did.
You ain't invite me.
Nah, Helen, we did one. Oh, it was the lady that was serving food at Q's thing at Poolside, I think. Nomdeni came to one of those.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've met her. She's incredible.
Yeah, she's really dope. But I was like yapping and crying on her shoulder, about like, oh man, social media. I don't want to do social media.
Not you, Helen.
Definitely me. And she was like, you see, your problem is that you take this thing personally.
Yeah.
And social media is not personal. It's a tool.
Yeah.
You're literally just supposed to like put your ad on, leave if you want to leave. You don't have to write like a long caption about your family or your deepest, darkest secret. It doesn't have to be personal.
I'm with you.
And she was like, if you're driving down Winnie Mandela Drive and there's a billboard there that you hate, are you going to stop using the road? No. Like, you make it work. And I feel like maybe part of the solution to your fan retention thing is these guys mustn't take it personal. Like the thing you're avoiding, you just have to do that because how else will people know about you?
Exactly. And most people feel like people must care deeply, like about what I care about deeply. When you listen to my music, please care on this level. I'm like, the minute you release it, let people consume it how they want to consume it. You can't force people to like, no, eat this meal with your left hand, okay, when you eat it.
Yeah.
So she's right. She's right.
And I've even seen like if I put a post up of like I spoke to this artist about this amazing thing, they'll get like 4 views.
Yeah.
And then when the artist was like talking about some random thing, then suddenly it's 38,000 views.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, I know.
But you know what piqued my interest?
Yes, please. I was about to ask you what your week looked
I know.
like.
No one else asked me. Because you're my real friend.
No, I wanted to ask you. It's like, what's the vibe, Helen?
So I was really like looking forward to chatting with you, you know, and having you on the pod. But I was like, we've been friends for like definitely over a decade.
Yes, it is.
And I feel like you've told me, but I didn't know you were from Pretoria.
I am from Pretoria.
I was like, wait, what? Why don't I know that? And then I was like, some of my favorite like pop culture people are from Pretoria. Like JR is from Pretoria.
Yes.
A. Reese is from Pretoria.
Absolutely.
Kagiso and Karabo Lidija, Pretoria. Lemise Holworthy.
Absolutely.
Murule, because we have to say her whole name
Murule,
now. You know? Can't be the only one with a long name in here. All of them from Pretoria.
That's how I even know Aries, because we're from Pretoria.
That's so cool.
Jay and I, his brother, are friends, and it's so funny because this one time I'm on a train back home.
Yeah.
And he's in the train as well, Jay, and he's rolling around with this boy in his school uniform. And he's like, oh, this is my brother, Aries. He's going to be big this year. And then in my head, I'm like, that's what everybody says about your little brother, dude. What the heck?
Yeah.
And guess what, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Less than 2 months.
The boy was doing things.
This boy was everywhere. And I wouldn't say he's my friend, but we have mutual respect. You know, every time we see each other, it's like, yo, Tebza, shout out, you know, like, but yeah.
I really enjoy Aries. He's like, I have a very soft spot for him. But yeah, I was just like, why did I not know that about you? And then it made me think like, because Pretoria, I'd say like popular people, right? The people that we know, they're such singular voices. They're so like when you think about a JR and how he's shaped South African music, or like a Kagiso Lidija and how he's shaped TV and film. Like for you, when you were growing up, were you seeing those kind of like singular voices and going, I want to be like that? Or were you just like...
Do you know what's funny?
What?
When you're in Pretoria, you don't see them as Pretoria people.
Really?
No.
Do they feel like they're out there?
They're Joburgers.
Why?
Because of media. Like when media sits in South Africa, predominantly it's Joburg, you know. So, and for the longest time, especially when I was in TUT University, everything, and also Joburg used to be like a planet for me. Like it was far.
Yeah.
You know, and thank God for YMAC, for what do you call this? YMAC, Rage.co.za. What's the other magazine? It's YMAC, Rage. Hype. Yeah. You know, these 3 magazines were bridging that gap for me. In a great, remember at the back they used to have the gallery photos of all the parties and stuff, and you would see like a person you go to school with and they were at this party. How the hell did you get it there? You know, like
how did you know about it? Take me with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like how did you know about this thing? Because by the time things happen, and that's the thing about people who are based in Joburg, they think what we do here is normal. It's not. Because there's a kid sitting in Pretoria where information gets there like a month or two later when everything has been broadcasted or it's been published or the podcast has been recorded and stuff, So,
and they're like, one day,
so when I see these guys, I didn't even know JR was from Pretoria until like later in my years, and I was like, wow, do people know that? Like most people, they say the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks a lot about my ability to go everywhere I want to be, like me, 016, I was always in the Val, I was always in Tembisa.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe that's why I don't associate you with Pretoria, because I feel like you just fit, man.
Yeah.
Like you just, it's almost like you've always been there.
Yeah.
But like also when you were growing up, I know like percussion started to become your thing, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound to me like you were thinking, when I grow up, I want to be a musician.
Yeah. No.
What did you want to do?
Helen, I didn't even know. Like,
really?
I'll tell you for a fact that when I was growing up, I was an incredible soccer player. Like, and I played like professionally as well, like until Vodacom League.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
It's good.
Sports.
So it's like there's level. There's like promotion where it's like the lowest league you can play.
Okay.
And then from there you go to Castle. I don't know what the structure is right now, but during my time, promotion Castle, then Vodacom.
Okay.
After Vodacom, it used to come what used to be Mvela. Remember the Mvela League?
I know the concept of Mvela League, but
And then after Mvela is PSL. So imagine I was like
2 steps away
from PSL. And which meant that we get to play with the big teams as well. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, like, and I was such a little small boy playing with these giant older guys, so I thought that was going to be my thing. And I think the percussion thing.
Wait, what ended up happening with the soccer?
Soccer takes 7 days, by the way. Like, it's a very...
You have to do it every single day.
It's demanding physically. So if you're going to do soccer, you can't do anything else. Like, that's how I feel. And I think we used to get like 1 day off on a Monday, and then Tuesday we're back at it, and then we camp, and so at some point this music thing was like really creeping into my life, and I realized that I actually want to do other stuff. So I had to have a conversation with myself to say, one or multi.
My gosh, that's such a grown-up conversation to have.
And I was that was the varsity chat, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do music. And
based on what though? Because at least like with soccer, you've got a proven track record that you're really good.
Yeah.
But with music, when you're deciding on music, like what had you been doing that made you think maybe this is my path?
So the nice thing about varsity is that you're gonna meet kids from all 9 provinces, and the influence is insane.
Yeah.
In varsity. So before I even went to varsity, like, obviously my grandmother takes me to church, and I meet my then best friend. We start playing djembes together because, influence, like you do what your homie also is doing,
Is a djembe really uncool? Like it's not...
it's not.
It's not like vibey.
Nah, it's not cool.
And then you thought,
it's not cool. I think the only person who makes it cool is Tabo from Black Motion. Like when he's percussion, like it's him and a few other guys, but he's the coolest I've seen.
Because also he dances. So.
Yeah, and also it's like, he's in it, when he's playing it, it's like, he's showing you, I'm building it up, like I'm coming down. And then when he goes wild, like he's the one person that I've seen does it, and it's like, it looks cool. So, and to the cool part, the reason I also jumped into drum kits is, okay, let me say it like this. They take me to church, I play the djembe, and by playing, I enjoy it a lot, And the funny thing is, there's a history of uktwasa at my house. My grandmother was a traditional healer. She even had a whole university where people were coming to our house to...
Oh, so that's why your cousin was saying, twas in your video. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see? So, and then that happens. you know, there's the.
So you're playing the drums for these?
I'm not.
Okay.
The drums are being played, but I don't care. I wasn't even thinking about. You know, kids these days, when they hear drums, they are fascinated. I wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Like someone pointed it out to me that there was something happening when that was happening that subconsciously also, you know, fused this whole idea of me playing percussions.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I joined a choir in the hood. The same time, this is 2003 when Soweto Gospel Choir was being formed. A similar choir in Pretoria was formed called Voices for Joy.
Okay.
And there's another percussionist, Cromwell Mudungwa, incredible guy. Like, and it's the two of us. We are the percussionist in there. And now I go to varsity. I meet the poets.
Yes.
And the rappers, underground rap, baby.
Cap City, Rap City.
You understand? So now I'm in TET at main campus. There's Coffee Theatre, there's the street poets.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we start booking our envy to come spit at our, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and
does that take you away from the voices of joy?
It slightly, you know, make that gap longer. And now I'm in a band called Traveling Black.
Oh.
Because there's two poets. I met these poets, and there's two poets, there's two singers, two guitarists.
Who are they? Are they famous now?
No. So
they stopped.
They stopped. The two poets, one of them is a dentist. Shout out to Tuelo Diemo.
We need dentists.
Yes, he's a dentist. He still writes.
Okay.
He's incredible. Matthew Mukwena still writes poetry, but he's devoted his life to God and, you know, Christ and family man, like family first, like that's what he's doing. But he still, every now and then he'll show up in someone's song and stuff. And then the two ladies who were singing, and they both studied drama, so actresses. Okay. One is still making music, and she's all over these TV shows, you know, Zimkita, Kumbak. Yeah. I think that's her. And then Dineo.
Is Zimkita with the big hair?
Yeah.
She does Waribusa Baby, that one.
I think so, yeah. You know Bagzito? Do you know Bagzito?
No, probably not.
She's Bagzito's wife. So like they are in theater, drama, like and then there were two guitarists. There one guitarist, dentist as well. Kumo, shout out, my boy.
There's something in the air there by the.
We were all in varsity, so they were in Medunsa, and then there was Free Minds Poetry, and then we were at TET, which was a Street Poet Society.
Okay.
So that's how we married the two. That's how we came together. And then the other guitarist, Sivu Ombile, is just bought a guitar now. He's coming back. He left live music to go do electronic music, and then he's like, I'm coming back to live. Bought a bunch of guitars now. He's coming back into music.
So you guys were called Traveling Black?
Yeah, Traveling Black. And then there's the other percussionist was Bakang. He was back in Kuruman now, in Mutibestad. And then myself. So the band had two of each.
Mm.
At some point we could split it into half and go perform there, which was nice.
That's cool.
So that was the wildest thing we've ever done. You know, I think we did that twice.
Yeah.
Because we're getting booked quite a lot. So the reason I'm telling you about this band is your question about, is it true that the gym is not cool? You know.
Yeah.
So we enter this challenge from SABC had this challenge called the RBF challenge.
Yes.
They used to do it there at Empress Palace. It was a nationwide competition, and we decided to enter, you know, and we made it to the national finals, you know, and there were like 20 bands, I think, at the time. So they're gonna happen over 2 weeks. So I arrive at this thing with my lower djembe. And these white kids, bruh, rock up, skinny pants, shoes. Okay, skinny pants, shoes, shirts, unbuttoned hair on their face like this. They are carrying bags, guitar bags. The drummer is carrying his cymbal bags and his pedal snare. The bassist is carrying his pedal bag, and they look like they're going to war, Helen. They look like they're about to do something serious.
Yeah.
And I felt like
Here
I was
you come.
going to a gunfight with a knife. That's how I felt. You know, this is not even to speak little of a drum kit or indigenous instrument. I felt like that, and I was like, I want to look like that when I come to a show.
Minus the hair.
Yeah. Helen, look at me.
I know.
Firstly, you'll never catch me not wearing a blouse, Baba.
I know. It really is your signature.
And it's always like a little unbuttoned, right?
Yeah.
Look how far it comes.
That's crazy.
You'll never catch me wearing sneakers, Helen. Unless if I'm running. I'm always in shoes. Because of those kids, dude.
From 20 years ago. That's crazy business.
I'm always in formal pants and shoes and shorts and shoes and shirts, and it's crazy.
But if you hadn't seen those kids, then we wouldn't have all of the things that you...
This version of me,
Yeah.
So
okay, then I understand why you left soccer. I get it.
There we go.
And I think like with your career specifically, you've been in so many bands and so many like, whether they were official bands or not, like you're someone who constantly shares spotlight.
Absolutely.
And I would even say for many years, you didn't want the spotlight. You wanted to be the guy that's behind.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious about why, because I think for most people, when they make music, they want to be heard and they want to be on the forefront. And yes, collaboration is nice, but they want it to be about them. But you weren't like that.
That wasn't the plan. Community was always the thing. I think it's because how, like, you know, my initial engagement in music, church, that's a community. You move to a choir, another community. Like,
now you're in a band.
And now I'm in a band, another community. And then the thing about bands is that they will disappoint you, you know, like, and I tell people who always consult and they say, hey, dude, I'm looking to play with a band, and I'm like, you need to have a lot of money and a lot of patience, and you know, so that's the thing. So it's as if I was looking for a home, Helen, like, because I would be in this band and then it'll collapse, go to the other thing, collapse, or we go play for Helen, like that's Helen's band, but I'm happy to be the admin guy, like using my years of experience in this thing and using my connections. I'm like, no, let's do it this way. Let's go this way. Let's go play here. Yeah. You know, and it will always collapse because the guys, like someone will fall pregnant, or they would like their girlfriends will fall pregnant, or the minute people start having a bit of finances, it's like, it just falls apart. It's as if they were doing it out of convenience. We're here and then, okay, now I'm not. So now the solo thing comes out of necessity of, okay, how can I create something that is sustainable for me, where I'm not jumping into one thing and, you know, and like where I think also, like we were speaking before we went live, I spoke about, you know, being intentional about my decisions and stuff. So I want to control what I can control, because there's a lot of stuff in my life I can't control. So I'm like, I'm going to control everything. I'm going to control how I look, how I smell, what I wear, like everything I can control. Like if I can run, make sure my health is good, my body looks good, control absolutely everything. Meaning also this part of my music, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. What does a solo career looks like? And I was fortunate enough that at the time there were a lot of, it's unconventional for a drummer to be lead. So, but you know, with the Yusuf days, the Chris Daves coming up, you know, like in South Africa, it's only the older jazz guys who are like, I'm going to be a lead, you know, where... It's
also like your positioning, right, on stage. Like, you're not typically the person that's in the front. So people tend to think it's the lead, typically the singer or guitarist, and the band.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not the other way around. So, It's weird, like, because it wasn't a thing. You had to play an instrument you can hold to be a lead. You know, a mic, a guitar, keys and stuff. But for a drummer, most parts, but at the time that I chose to do this was 2016.
2018. 2018, I started conceptualizing this project, Amongst the People I Know project. And I was like, let me do this thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Yusuf days, all of these guys were coming up in their own spaces, the world was doing this thing. I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, that means you can too.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting to me is the obvious question, right, of what even is this name? But I'm pretty sure you didn't just wake up and go, that's the name. You must have went through a few, lived with some for a few days. So give me the top 3. So give me the really good one that you didn't use, a really bad one that you didn't use, and one that you're what were you thinking? Because I know there are some. I know.
So I'm going to give you the really bad one was, oh my God, people are going to laugh at me. So I took the word author, creator, a creator and author, and I made one word called the crew-authors. Barry, the youth will listen with the judge, please.
Luckily for me, I'm not the youth.
Please.
That actually sounds like a dinosaur,
It is.
A creole.
Yeah, it looks like it sounds like something that's gonna bite you. So
I
knew that was a bad name. And, some of my friends and family members were fighting me. They say I must just go with, because for the longest time I was always saying Tebogo J Mosane. You gotta say the whole thing. You gotta say so people was like, that's your name. This thing.
Yeah.
Just go out with Tebogo J Mosane, and I'm like,
it just didn't feel right.
It wasn't. Ladies and gentlemen, Tebogo J Mosane. I don't know.
I think that's a stage name.
It is. Maybe for another project I'll do a project.
Because also, what does the J stand for?
Joseph.
Really?
Yeah, so I put it there.
Dude, maybe we're not friends, hey?
No, we are.
I feel like we've been friends 20 years and I don't know the fundamental things about
we really are friends. So the reason I put that J there, it's for people. So I wasn't proud of that name for the longest time. Growing up, they will tease you, you are Jesus' father. Joseph. It's a Bible name. Josie. It's jokes. People laugh, they're like,
yeah.
I'm Josana. So I hated the name.
Okay.
I hated the name, and
now you've
I wanted to take the, what Eminem does on 8 Mile. You diss yourself so that you dismantle your opponent. So I just decided, okay, cool, put the J there so people can ask you what the J is for.
Okay.
And then you say, yeah, I'm Joseph. And they're like, oh, that's the only thing they can say now.
Yes, but also because we're mature people.
Yeah. Oh, no, not everyone is mature around me, bro.
Okay. Unfortunately,
because I have very young people around me.
Yeah. So, how do you then wind up with
Amongst the People I Know?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, there's one more that I almost went out with, and I love this name. I'm gonna use it for something else.
What is it?
So at home they call me Tete.
Oh.
So Tete, like from my main Tebogo. So Tete.
Don't they also call you Bundas?
Bundas is there's a history. That's from soccer. So in Pretoria, some people don't even know that I'm Tebogo. They call me Libunda. Libunda is my nickname in Pretoria. Helen, I have a lot of nicknames.
What does Libunda mean?
There was a soccer player, I don't know whether back in the older days in the 90s or used to play either for Chiefs or Pirate.
Okay.
I'm not sure. That's what.
Yeah. But it comes from a soccer player.
There was another player in my hood named after this guy.
Yeah.
Also called Libunda. So he's a defender, and he was playing for our rival team, and everybody was scared of him. Everybody was like, I'm not going that way, And I was like, why?
You came to play.
I'm gonna show this guy, bro. And that guy showed me, bro. When I tell you that guy tackled me, that was a foul actually. He just raised his foot like this and kicked me here, bro.
Oh my gosh.
And it was embarrassing, and the whole stadium laughed. It's we told you, don't mess with this guy. You know, so now a week later we are at our own soccer practice, and then boy Helen about his libunda shoe. Hey, when libunda, if any libunda, pasang libunda. So it's
and
like
then that became
now it becomes
okay.
What I'm called, you know, and now even people's moms, everyone in Pretoria. And in Joburg, there's that one that we can't say, you know it, you know, that we're not going to say on camera. So I have different names.
Then we are friends, because now I feel redeemed. Like, I do know things about you.
You know a lot, actually.
But the only bundas I was thinking about was, what's that guy's name? The UK guys, man.
Oh, yes.
Board chunks, they love to say bunda.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, surely that is not it. Mm-mm. Okay, but tell me, why amongst the people we know?
That's a beautiful question. That's my, you know, most bands hate it when you say, how did you come up with your name?
Just give it 2 years, because everyone's going to ask you. Then you're going to be like, oh, I'm so tired of answering this question.
We speak about this a lot, you and I. The interviewers ask the same question and stuff without doing research. So in that time, the varsity era, remember Helen, Tembisa was hot with hip hop.
Yeah.
1632, like we had the Last Day Fans, Bonyiko, Arsenic, you know, Reason, and all of those things.
Yeah.
Val, crazy, 016, you know, Optical Illusion, Wabona, Bo, Mutipa, you know, like all of these. And then Pretoria was hot, dude.
What a great era, right?
Like we were fisting, bruh. Like it was so nice. And for the first, even in Kaelisha, in Cape Town, we had like Ill Skills, we had Wokanyi, we had Dreamanskap.
Yeah.
Like even in PE, like South Africa was united. And I think Hype helped also to bring everyone together, you know, like Simone and them, you know.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew that, okay, 031, here, the main rappers in 031, these guys, and so we knew that this one. So in Pretoria, there was, I can't remember whose Hype, you know, Hype had those mixes on the
Hype
CD.
sessions.
And one of them, I can't remember, I think it was Paper Cut, I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's a song in the, you know, and coming back to Aries, his style of rapping is old school Pretoria. He still raps how the OG Pretoria rappers used to rap, you know, which is interesting for me, you know. There's a song in there called Where You At by AQ and 13.
Okay.
I lost my mind. Like, what? Production, Nyams on production, and then AQ and 13. Weird names.
Yeah.
AQ and who the hell are these guys? I do my research, I find out who they are. 13 is his own solo project, solo act, and then AQ has his own thing. AQ is part of Bafoza with Hakim, Malik, and AQ.
Who's the four in the Forza? You know, they're going to be so mad at us. Like, you guys are supposed to be in the culture. Why don't you know?
Hakim.
Malik. I'll put it in the caption. We will remember, and I'll put it in. Please don't be mad at us. It's age. It's not. It's not personal.
Yeah. Anyway, and so AQ becomes my favorite rapper in the world. Not.
That's crazy.
In the world, he's my favorite rapper. I love everything about him. He's Muslim. His values, what he stands for. Everything he speaks about, I'm like, oh my God, like I feel exactly like that, you know. So I obsess over this guy, and I listen to everything. I listen to AQ and 13. They released the whole project. Some of the best. I don't know if you've heard that album.
No.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
It's not on streaming platforms.
Okay.
One of the most incredible albums. It's a classic, like hands down.
So then they speak about.
So there's that, and then Bafoza released their last album they released is called The Brotherhood. So in the because there's 4 of them, they do a bunch of songs, and then each person has a song where it doesn't feature the whole band.
Yeah.
And then AQ has like 2 or 3 of those, right? He has a song in there called The People I Know, produced by Nyams.
Yeah.
And basically on the song, he speaks about the people he knows, but from 3 points, like personal, like from Kokasi,
Okay.
and then like from his life in the city, in Pretoria, CBD and stuff, and then like Lekasi Vele and like his personal life. And then he speaks about the people in his life in music as well. So I felt like that song is so good. Oh my God.
It just stuck with you.
The chorus goes, amongst the people I know, some are good and some are bad. Some I appreciate and some I wish I never met. Some I like, some I'd love to hate, but never dared see. No man is an island. Remember that. Speaks of me always trying to find a home, you know, my community thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I also feel like I'm alone in this thing, but even the way that I present my music, I'm a solo musician, but I'm in a band.
Yes.
My thing is a band, you know, so that thing, I was like, oh my God, this is me, bro.
Yeah.
So among the people I know, some are good, I was like, ooh. Also, because of band culture, long names, you know, Desmond and the Tutus, the brother moves on.
Yeah.
BCBC.
Who you also play with, right?
So I not necessarily play with, like, I'm friends with them, you know, like we do a lot of collaborative work. I've booked them in Pretoria. I've been on tour with them, you know, where like they will take me everywhere with them, you know. So Sia and I are like really good friends because we are peers, and we're also like interested in the same thing in terms of building communities and, you know, helping the coming generation as well.
Yeah.
So
you wanted to continue that lineage of like long names.
So the idea of a sentence name, I love it. I was like, ooh, I want a name, you know. Also Johnny Cradle, like weird name, and I always want a name that will make people speak. Spark a conversation, a question, a comment, you know.
Because this name definitely does do that.
And people were not happy. We're like, it's too long, it's not catchy.
It was me. I was people.
It was maybe later. No, yeah, you split when you were doing the Ikawe magazine. We spoke, remember?
Yes.
You were people. Yes.
And I'll tell you why. Ne? And I think the way you've explained it over the years, because you've had it for a while, makes more sense now. Yeah. Because initially it sounded like you were saying, you are not a person, you know, you are amongst the people.
I remember how I explained it to you.
Yeah.
You said, why not just the people I know? Remember?
No.
Yeah, you said, Debza, just go with the people I know. And then I said, Helen, I can't use that one, because if I say the people I know, it means that I'm speaking about people who don't know me. Like, I know them, but amongst the people I know means that I have a seat at the table. Remember?
Oh, and they know you.
Like, it's like, it's reciprocated, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sitting with like, I know these people and they know me, you know? So it's a seat at the table. So I think that's how we concluded it at Cosmo.
I think we concluded by saying, you're an artist, you must too.
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
But to me, it seemed very much like you were centering other people. And then when you started doing your imagery, like you were hiding your face, and, you know, it almost felt like, but you are a person, you know, like your seat is yours. It doesn't matter who else is at the table. But I think the way you kind of explained it over the years, like I get it. Yeah. And I think most people are going to watch this and be like, oh, this is a different episode, because you guys aren't actually speaking about music, like actual songs. Yeah. And full disclosure, it's because it's not out yet. So in terms of like the music that amongst the people I know makes, because it's singular, what type of music is that? I know you said experimental soul before, but like, will people expect Johnny Cradle? Will they expect, like, what is the music?
Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, will they expect Traveling Black?
Yeah.
Will they expect Book of Life? So I still classified it as experimental soul, because obviously I do a lot of research, primarily of my music heroes, and see how they, position their music and stuff. And I think to a layman, it's jazz. To a person who doesn't care about all these fancy names, it's jazz. And then to the jazz cats, it's not jazz. It's alternative to jazz, or it's jazz as adjacent, So it's a lot of instrumental music. I think for this EP, there aren't any vocals that's coming, when I was recording this thing in my house, I was singing the bass that I wanted my bass player to play, and then we ended up sampling me singing the bass player, which is part of the song.
That's dope.
It's nice. I'll send you the link. Okay. And then there's another song where my keyboardist is doing sounds. It's not necessarily saying anything. It's just sounds. And I think only on the second EP that's gonna come later this year, I'm gonna sing on it and have other people sing as well. Yeah. And I don't think I'm ready for rappers yet, but yeah.
Rappers will be next year.
Yeah, in 2026. Sorry, chance. And yeah.
But when there's no lyrics, right? It's a great because lyrics sometimes feel like a cheat code, right? But without lyrics, it's great because it forces you to be like
creative.
No, but also like as the audience, like what are you on about? Yeah. Like what's your state of mind? What are you talking about? Exactly. I can tell you how it makes me feel because I'm listening to it. Yeah. But you as the person who's making it, as amongst the people I know, what is your state of mind with this EP? Like what are the kind of ideas you're pouring into the music?
Okay. You're forcing me to
divulge.
To say something, and I'm gonna say it anyway. I work at an agency called Normal, right?
Okay, thought you were gonna say something else.
Okay. Say that.
Don't interview your friends, guys.
Oh, you know it's too risky. Much. Like, oh my God, Helen.
Okay, you're saying you work at an agency.
I work at an agency called Normal.
Yes.
I'm the events person, basically.
Yeah.
They have a fancy title for me, but I just do events and activations. We release our music with campaigns. Like, we are marketers, so we think about how we can what's the best way to sell your music without talking about music, so you attach a story towards it. Our flagship artist, By Lwangstar, last album, his sophomore, it's called The Cheapest Deal, but the campaign is called Stop Ignoring the Signs, so we're using his car, his Corsa light. A car has signs. It tells you when you need to pour gas, change oil and stuff. So we're using his car as a metaphor to the signs in your life. If your friend is showing you who they are, whether it's good or bad signs, listen. Don't ignore the signs. If your partner is showing you that,
believe them.
Believe that. So we use it. So we've spoken about the car. The whole campaign, we wrote a whole campaign about this car and used the Stop Ignoring the Signs campaign to drive the message to the music. So for mine, the name is this, but my campaign is time.
Oh.
So it's time. So my campaign is time. Yes. And you left a nice comment on that one.
I didn't know it was
exactly
linked,
so so my campaign is time. And then
why?
Because I wanted to tell people that everything that I'm doing now, or that I'm afforded right now to do, and I'm capable of doing right now, it's of the results of the time I've put in this game for all these years. You and I look very young, Helen. People are gonna be shocked to know how old we are. So it's like that shock factor always. It's like, because we look young, they think, oh, they don't know much. We are the youth, we are part of the youth apparently.
But it's also because you really have a passion for putting young people on.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people don't even know, right? Like one of your recent events that I went to, you're literally buying the Boerewors rolls that are going to be sold at the event. It's not like a superstar
mentality.
No. And then like at the event, it's all these young people. I'd never seen any of them before. Quite a few of them, I thought like, that guy's really great. That person's really great. But you seem to have like this passion for it. Where does that come from?
Oh, another
especially because it feels like
it comes from there.
Like you're doing everything yourself. Like you have your little team, but it's a little team.
Yeah, but
small.
I'm driving it. Like
yeah.
So that's my thing especially at Normal or with any artist that wants to pull me in to whatever, elevate or activate their career. Like I'm gonna drive it. Like I'm gonna be there. It's like we're gonna pick up speakers.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be cute. I know most people say put on your sunglasses, be a star. Don't let people see you do. There's a lot of our friends who say that, like.
But you make the chakalaka and you pick up the speakers and you still get on stage afterwards.
And rock with my sunglasses. So where that comes from is Helen. On that film that you watched, a lot of people poured into my cup, Helen.
Yeah.
Like you know that thing, it takes a village I'm a village kid. Like beyond my family, too many families, too many friends. Musa, like Musa Hatebe, dude, like too many of my friends and their families made sure that I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Like they've bought me beds, like a bed, they've bought me, like they've gave me laptops for me to go study. They've done so much. Like there was a time where I didn't have a place to stay. I've stayed with 3 different families, and this is not a sad story. My story right now is not a sad story. So when I say I didn't have a place to stay, please don't hold on to I didn't have a place to stay. Things were tough at home, so I had to go stay somewhere else. You know? So too many people, John Michelle Weekly, like my friends, like people pull up for me in ways I can never repay them for. Yeah. So the only way for me to repay them is to pay it forward. And here's the thing about paying it forward. This city is not kind to people who are kind. They think you're stupid or you are naive or they're going to take advantage of you. Like no one can use me if I don't want them to use me. Yeah. Like I'm actually smart, Helen. Yeah. Like you can't use me if I didn't want you to use me. Yeah. And if you think I'm an idiot, you are the idiot. Yeah. Because I'm trying to help you. And you think you're using me, so, and not that I'm the savior. I'm not the savior. I'm just using everything that I know, my resources, like I do have a few resources to make things happen for all of us, because if you win, Helen, I win, you know. And I spoke about this, like we're a cohort with these guys, and these ladies. So when they see this person picking, like that might, bring some light to amongst the people I know. To SQ, to New Bam, to Toro Uwana, to Crunchy Sweater, to Bible Hume, So it's those type of things where we need each other. Like no man is an island. Remember that.
Really made a profound effect on you, that song. But I completely get that. And I think for now, the best thing for us to do is to wait for you to put out the new music, and then you come back and we talk about the new music. So but I know people are going to be upset with me that like you have the Spinal on here every week, but you never talk about it, and you have the person here. For people who don't know, how are you on this cover? What is that?
So, yeah. Thank you for doing this. Because every episode,
you see yourself.
I see it and I'm like,
You're amongst the people.
I know. Like, I know him,
You know everybody on here.
Yeah, basically. Even him, Bongeningema, I've met him. Sunny Fox, I know Sunny. So yeah, Johnny Cradle is a band from here in like Johannesburg, but it's from East London basically, from Umtata. Not Umtata, Mdantsane, if I'm being honest, It was founded by our lead vocalist, Sakumzi Tsumana, Q, to the young ones, if that's how he says it, This band at the time, this was 2016. I found out about it through OK Africa. They wrote an article for Ulate, one of the songs, and I was blown away. I was like, what is this? Because I couldn't place it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I searched and I saw they were doing a gig with Nakani Torre at the time in Marshalltown, and I attended that show. Big fan, you know. And then they did another show with Breezy Yoko in Maboneng in one of the galleries, you know. They played there, I think, with the Brother Moves On. And I was there as well. So now, obviously, now I'm a yepa. Like, and I speak my thing. Like, I'm going to talk to the actor. I'm going to tell you that you're great. I'm going to tell you, it's like, but why are you not performing more, you know? And then they looked at me like I'm a crazy dude, you know, like, who's this kid, you know?
Yeah.
And fast forward, crazy story, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
I think it's 2016, yeah. Beginning of 2016. Nzika from the Soil gives me a call, and he's like, I started my label. I have me as an artist and a few other artists. There was another artist he signed called Konaye.
Okay.
And Konaye, Afro Soul, you know, at the time Afro Soul was big. And he's like, I'm looking for a drummer. I'm starting a band for her, and we have this show happening at Carnival City. It's Mafiki Zolo, it's us, the Soil, and she's opening.
Yeah.
And I'm putting this band together. We're gonna rehearse this whole week, you know. And I'm like, and at the time I wasn't playing for anyone. I didn't have a band. It was just me and my drums in Maboneng, and I was like, maybe this could be a nice challenge. Let me do it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, sharp, let's go. He picks me up, comes to Maboneng, picks me up. We rehearse in freaking Pretoria, bro. We go to Pretoria. We rehearse.
Back home.
So now, here's the scary thing about this is that I'm not a trained musician.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't study music. I didn't go anywhere to learn these things. And now I'm in a band for this lady with people who studied music. The keyboardist and I can tell you for free, I suck for them.
Okay.
I suck. They know a better drummer who can do the chops, can do all of the fancy stuff. And I was insecure. I'll tell you for free, I was insecure. But I was like, maybe this is an opportunity to level up, you know? And also, I told him, I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea for me to be in this band. These guys know someone. It's like, it has to be you.
Yeah.
I want you. Fast forward, I can see that a second rehearsal, I even joined WhatsApp. You know I'm not on WhatsApp, dude. I joined WhatsApp for that band.
Yeah.
Joined WhatsApp, and they end up, we rehearse, and then on the Wednesday leading up to the Friday show, the keyboardist, who's the music director, sends me a message and say, hey, we've decided to go with a different drummer.
Ha! Rude.
I'm on the train to Pretoria to rehearsal from work. That thing messed me up. It broke me. Like my confidence was like, yeah. I was like, yo, I was swearing, man. Like, I was like, this is some bullshit. Honestly, this is not right. Because now I've been practicing at home, and they get a drummer, they rehearse on Thursday.
Have the show.
Yeah. So after the Wednesday, and then they have the show on Friday, and then I was like, next week, I bump into Saki and Chris.
Yeah.
Going to Traps Center there. And they see me posting my stuff on Facebook, you know, my photos and videos of me playing drums and stuff. They hit me with a DM there on Facebook. Hey man, we're looking for a drummer. Would you be keen to jam? No commitment jam and stuff. Now, I'm still heartbroken from last week. I'm like, fuck these guys, man. Like, they're gonna tell me what to play as well. And then I ignore that message. And then they send a follow-up message after a few days. And I'm like, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but we'll really love it if you can come this Saturday. Let us know. We're at Montgomery Park here's the address, pull up if you can.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm like, what do I have to lose? I go for a no commitment jam. We jam. We play. They're not telling me anything though. I'm playing the songs wrong. Well, they're not wrong. I'm playing on time and but I'm not playing.
You're
what
playing
the
your
music,
way.
Yeah, my way, basically.
Yeah.
But they just let me. And they're like, cool. Nice. Can you come and play again tomorrow?
Oh.
And I'm like, oh wait. Then I come, we jam again. It's like, cool. Remember they used to be on Colette.
Yeah.
I almost gave away your old house. Opposite
Don't
your,
live there anymore, so it's
yeah,
fine.
opposite your old place.
Yeah.
There used to be wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have they're like, let's have a meeting there quickly. And it's Chris and Saki at the time. They're like, hey bro, we want you to come join our band, you know. Like we think you're cool and we can really use you, your skills. And then I looked at Saki and I'm like, am I joining a band or your band? Because I don't want to play for anyone.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, is this Do Me or is this Do Me and the Volume?
Ooh.
And it's like, oh, Do Me and the Volume. You're joining a band. I'm like, sharp. Secondly, why are you guys not playing shows? Like, why do you play like 4 times a year? And then he's like, dude, find the shows, we'll play them. I'm like, bet. For the first time in my life, I used every single connection, everything I've learned through our time in music, everything, made calls, sent emails, like went to people and say, I'm in this shit hot band, book us, we're great, dude. All the gay men who want to be with me, I was like, oh, you are at an agent, you are at this thing, put my band on. All the ladies, everything, I was like using my social currency, everything that I knew and everyone that I knew to make sure that they know I'm in this band. As a result, we're rehearsing 3 times in Parkwood, playing twice a week from Feb until September.
That's amazing.
We played a bunch of, this is 2016 alone, a bunch of festivals. We met John Michel. He puts us on all of these festivals as well. We are on TV, we are everywhere. Like everybody doesn't, like they don't even know what to do. Like, what is this thing? Like, why do you guys have a white name but you're black people as well? Chris leaves. Lazola makes a comeback because he was part of the band in Cape Town. And 2017, we released our debut album, this one, called Johnny Cradle, you know. So we got it in that 2016, we're playing so much that we started saving money and we recorded our own album at High Seas and we released it with Just Music and then played 2016, all these venues like this. Yo, we played guys, we've played. And 2018, we play Lazola like gave birth with his girl and we played Daisies. That was the last show we played. And Sakumzi wasn't happy. He felt like we were not putting as much effort as he was, and I felt like that was not true because it was always me and him. Like me and him are always there. Like no matter what, even Daisies, we played it just the 2 of us on main stage, just after Quarter the Friend, bro. Main stage, dude. And we ended up, he says he wants to pause the band. I was like, cool. And it's like, I'm gonna do my solo. Can you come play? I'm like, nah. You and I on stage is Johnny Cradle.
Agreed.
And then it's like, okay, come in the admin stuff. I'm like, oh wait. And then we did the admin stuff and then we stopped. And 2016, remember, 2018, I also started conceptualizing amongst the people I know. So Johnny Cradle is so dear to me. This is some of my best learnings and stuff that I'm able to do today comes from the hard work that I've put in this band, you know.
Yeah.
And then we started playing when bigger events need us, you know. Afropunk reached out. So in 2020 or 2021, I can't remember, we played Planet Afropunk. We shot this incredible thing with a nice budget. It wasn't great, but it was like, you know. But we shot something really cool with Tidiso Monaheng. Shout out to Tidiso, legendary. Now we are Saki's doing his solo, I'm doing my solo. If anyone wants to book Johnny Cradle, hit me up, hit Saki up.
Actually, people must book
amongst the people I know.
Exactly. I feel like we need to stop here.
Yes.
Because we could chat
For days.
forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
But you're making me break my rule of like trying to be under an hour when I speak to artists. But I definitely want you to come back for part 2 and speak about your actual music as amongst the people we know.
Yeah.
And until then, you can follow amongst the people I know.
Yes.
Because I keep saying it wrong.
I am at Pick on
also that.
Instagram, on TikTok.
The whole thing is I am
AT at Pick.
PIK.
Yeah.
There you have it. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Helen.
This is Amongst the People I Know. I'm Helen Herimbi-Moremi. Come back for part 2. I don't know when. But until then, next week we'll have another episode. Bye.
Cheers, guys.